Hi Ashok, welcome to Film Companion South.
Hi Vishal.
So let's do a super intense deep dive interview about your career today.
Oh, I thought it's the other way around. You said it's going to be a chill
Yeah,
interview.
so let me start with a very deeply philosophical question. Tell me about your first Gilma movie experience.
Watching or doing?
No, watching. We are a family-friendly channel. Yeah.
Oh, family friendly. Okay, watching was. I think it's. Little Gilma was Manmatha, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, same generation.
Yeah. I think we were in 9th standard.
Yeah,
something
9th, 10th. Yeah.
So I remember going to Devi,
Yeah.
and they didn't allow us. Like fools, we went in uniform. They didn't allow us. So we had to go again the next day in other clothes. Then we went in, and probably not fully Gilpa, but something like it, some glimpse.
Scandalous.
Some glimpse of wow.
And you can go back and boast in school that you saw Manmatha.
And I still remember there was a film called See You at 9.
Oh, okay.
I remember. Yeah, that was also a little Gilma film.
I mean, from that, if you come to a stage where some kid's going to be going to the theater this Friday and saying the same story some few years later. But as an actor, when you get a script like this, is it, even if you say yes because it's a Venkatprabhu film, is it a little complicated to kind of decide on going ahead and doing a film like this?
No, I didn't. To be very honest, I didn't think like it while deciding or doing. Only when the trailer came out and people started reacting, I'm like, oh, so this is a little Gilma. I didn't realize, to be very honest. I thought the script demanded the kiss.
Kisses, right?
Kisses.
Yeah.
Sorry, plural.
Yeah.
So, and it's a funny take. It's a humorous, light-hearted take on extramarital affair and a guy who wants to who's growing up, who wants to explore his adulthood.
Yeah.
No, I didn't realize it's going to be like this. I didn't realize even while doing a kiss scene, because I knew the script demands it. It's not like okay, let's have a kiss scene so that the trailer hits 1 million. It's not like that.
Yeah.
And clearly it's directed by an experienced and Venkatprabhu sir is directing it. So I really didn't think of it. Only when the trailer came out, people started reacting. How can you have a kiss scene and everything like that? In my mind, I thought we have gone past it. And only when they reacted, I realized I'm still in the 9th standard level. We're still 15 years back. We have not moved ahead. And people saying you're spoiling the kids. I really don't know what to tell them. Please go talk to your kids. They're way ahead.
Please go check the history.
Yeah, see what they're doing. When I talk to 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds now, they are so intelligent, more sorted. My nephew is 6 years old, and he tells me things which I thought I would have only known by when I was 18 or 19. I think if you think Manmatha Leelai kiss is going to spoil your kids, and you need to really have a reality check.
Do you remember like a really, really awkward situation in a movie theater with your family?
Yeah.
Yeah? Titanic?
No.
No, okay.
Titanic was Star movies for us. We never
Oh,
went
not
to
in the theater.
Yeah. All festivals they used to put Star movies.
I know.
Titanic, New
December
Year.
31st. Yeah.
New Year, Diwali.
4 times, 5 times, yeah.
What I remember is Chellamai.
Oh, okay.
Chellamai, I pestered my mama. Yeah. My mama saying, please take us to the movie. I want to watch this. And I don't know why I did that. I honestly don't know. I think again we were in the 8th or 7th.
The songs were good.
Songs were good. I think so.
Yeah.
And we went to the theaters, and I remember my dad yelling at my mama saying, how can you take us with the kids? And my mama was just looking at me like, what did I do? He asked me, he didn't even check what the film was.
Posters and everything, yeah.
And I remember only that. And I guess end of the day, our society is a little conservative.
Yeah.
I agree to it. But I am talking about 15-20 years back.
Yeah. It's still the same.
Yeah,
the same
still
comments.
same is little worrying.
But now when you're an actor, you mentioned Venkatprabhu like being a big decision, like a big reason why you decided this. So does that mean that if a new director or a first timer is coming and pitching you a script like this, does it become more complicated because you don't know the guy?
Yes. Only because if they're going to pitch me a script like this, a little sensitive. And because I knew that Venkatprabhu won't treat it in a very crass way. Because he has a reputation to keep, and I love all his films. I'm a fanboy.
Yeah.
And Chennai 28 is an emotion to me.
Yeah.
It came out when we finished the 12th standard,
Cricket,
and when we were just leaving and talking to friends saying, when are we going to meet again?
Yeah.
And we went into that film, which talks about friendship, and we all cried and came out.
Yeah.
So it's an emotion to me. if a newcomer is gonna come with a script like this sensitive, I'm not saying I won't do it, but I'll scrutinize it more, and I'll be a little worried while shooting and everything, and I won't have this confidence. Because I was fully confident because of Venkatprabhu sir. I didn't even think. That's why I'm saying, while even shooting, I didn't think people are going to react or kissing. I'm doing a kissing. Nothing. Main reason is because I trusted Venkatprabhu sir completely.
Generally, when people talk about kissing scene and all, it's after the final product is done.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Can you just take me through as an actor, not really
The
shooting spot, yeah, because it's so awkward, right? And at any point in time, it's about even the person you're kissing, you hardly know. Then there are about 100 people in the crew you barely know, and they're all basically watching you on a bed, you know. So as an actor, what's going through your mind? Is it only technique? As in not the making out technique. I meant the acting technique.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about technicalities. People say, even my friends say, "Machan, walrada." Machan, ayyo, machan. Rendu peru, I wish I can tell them, please come, or at least be at home, ask somebody to say action and then kiss and see how it feels.
A third person rule, yeah.
Because like you said, at least this is a small crew comparatively, so there were at least 50 people still around me when the kiss happened, and all the heroines I only knew from the set. It's not like we know
old friends,
not friends or anything. So like you said, we met there. Hi, hello, how are you? Let's have a kissing scene. And then we go. And then there's somebody holding the thermocol downstairs. There's somebody on the light, and there's a cameraman. There's a focus puller looking at you, and you have to take the mark, or else you'll cut the light. And sometimes when you're kissing, the hair comes and to the face, and you have to take it naturally to look it like you're doing over the ear. But it's just to make sure that it doesn't.
While the shot is like okay.
And not every kiss, but sometimes the director also is commentating, saying, right pada, left. Sometimes it happens. See, that's what they say about acting also. You have to memorize all your lines so much so that you have to convince the people that you forgot them and you're just saying it on the spot.
Yeah.
So this is something like that. There are so many technicalities, but while watching, the audience shouldn't feel the technicalities. You have to make it so natural. And obviously there'll be takes. People keep asking me in the promotions and press that, how many takes did you take? Obviously some takes we took, I don't count. But I wouldn't say it's very difficult or something like that. I'm not going to mask it like that. All I can say is that I enjoyed that just like any other scene I enjoyed. Like even a very emotional scene, I really enjoyed doing it. So this is just like any other scene. Maybe it's a little more awkward than that. Sometimes when the other person is not so comfortable, it becomes a little awkward. But otherwise, it's just like any other scene.
But even now, I guess people are a little more aware. There are people on the sets who kind of know how to handle that situation. You know, the conversations are a little more open.
And there's something called intimacy director.
Right?
Which is in the vogue now. And honestly speaking, even me and Venkatprabhu sir had a conversation. If we had known something like it, we didn't know. Only after we shot this and after that, this Netflix show, Bridgerton. So that came, and then there was an intimacy director on set, and she gave an interview, and my sister showed it to me, and that's how I came to know that something like this exists.
And that's for more than the crew, it's for the actors.
Actors, and even Gairian had it. And if you see Gairian and Bridgerton, both are shot so aesthetically well, and the actors look comfortable, and exactly there's a reason behind it. And if I'm going to make something like this in the future, 100% I'm going to employ intimacy. You actually choose very few films. If you take your career, it's not the same as another actor would have done maybe 4 or 5 films every year from the start. And I don't see you as somebody who's very calculative about a career. I think you do whatever kind of films that comes your way. But it's a very interesting kind of a place that you're at in your career, because a lot of the first level problems are over. Like this, people recognizing you getting films, that problem is not there. And you haven't reached the other level of problems where entire governments are after you and all that. So you're that in-between kind of stage. So what are your problems right now, like in terms of a career? Is it the difficulty of saying no? Is that a major problem in your life? That problem is there because every film decision you're making, it's going to change your life. and you have to be careful and other thing, obviously.
Don't you feel safe? Like, oh, I'm set
Never
now?
safe, never safe. Because even now when I push certain films, they say, no, your market is not that level. And I think that's going to be there forever. Even if I do a triple R and I go to 1,000 crore market, if I'm going to push something for 2,000 crore market, they'll say you don't have the market.
Not yet.
So that's going to be there forever. And that's exactly why I want to, expand the market to do certain projects I'm interested in. I want to do a historical and I want to do certain projects. Even now I know what I'm going to do. For that to materialize, I need to expand the market. So that problem, maybe that's a problem. Of course, I have to say no to the people I know also. Even my friends who are into direction and pitching, I have to say no now. Before I used to do them. For a friend, I'll do them. Not now. And now I'm a little more careful maybe. But I've always been a little recluse. And that's how it's been. That's my approach to life. And I want to be like that. And after Oh My Kadavule, it really appealed to the family audience and the people around and connected with the trade. They said I need to do an action entertainer to cater to the same audience again and to reach the next level for the government to chase me.
I know.
And I'm doing Manmatha Leelai, which is not for the family, real family audience. So that's how it is and it is going to be.
So even now you're still listening to these kind of, I mean, from the market, the kind of advice that people give you is what you've been hearing for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
After a stage, you have to stop doing romance, you have to go to the next level, action.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? What do you tell them?
After Tegidi, I had a little slump.
Yeah.
And that's because people told me I need to appeal to the BNC. And I chose some projects which didn't appeal to anybody.
Yeah.
So...
Which you can't do anything
yeah,
in
which
those
I
films
was not
also.
interested in. And I think that shows, while you're doing it, it shows if you're not interested, the product, you don't give your 100% naturally. You give it a little mechanically, okay, I have to reach to them, I'm doing. But something like Oh My Kadavule, I was so organically into it.
Yeah.
So even now, I think that is also, that is a problem which is going to be there forever, where trade people want you to do certain films. Obviously to make more money, and they're about safety, because from a business point of view they're investing money and they're about safety, and you're from a side of creative side where you want to push certain things, you want to experiment certain things, and if I can find a middle ground between these two, make them happy and I'm happy, that will be better.
But the business side doesn't come very natural to you, no?
Yeah. But now I'm adapting. I'm really adapting. I'm looking at myself and laughing, saying, wow, you've come a long way. So I'm adapting a bit, not entirely. If I adapt entirely, then I lose interest in the whole thing. The whole game will be gone. Yeah, I want to find a middle ground, basically. So that I keep them happy, so that I can expand the market and, do bigger budget films. I'm not saying I want to do a film which I don't believe in just for the budget. But I have certain ideas, and me and I have a friend called Abraham. We always jam together and we discuss films, and I always turn up to him for advice and what to do and next. And he's a director, he's a writer. So we have certain ideas which is mind-blowing, but we need budget for that. And sadly, the market is always dependent on the hero's market. If it's on the story, like, I'm just thinking if they can make Avatar with that
a
cast.
stranger,
that
a first-time
cast.
actor,
Avatar is what the biggest film at that time. If our market is like that, it's a different story altogether. But it's heavily dependent on the hero's market. So that's exactly why you have to be a little conscious of making the trade happy.
But even otherwise, it's a pretty, I'm not saying you produced the movie as in you spent all your money to make that movie, but then you produced Oh My Kadavule, right? And it's a pretty ballsy move to kind of take a big chance at that stage of your career. So how was that experience like? Is it something that you had planned on doing so early on in your career, or is it something that you needed to do because you believed in the film and other people were able to understand the script or something like that?
I've always wanted to produce. But why I did Oh My Kadavule is because I believed in it. And even when you're playing poker, you go all in at one point, right? It's that all in.
So what is the other side? What is the risk like? What?
All in.
Yeah.
You're risking everything.
If it didn't work?
If it didn't work, if I had gone over the budget or anything, I would have been stuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not from a very affluent family where they can bail me out. Okay, you just lost
Sell
some
5
5
acres
crores.
in Thoothukudi.
Yeah. Just lost some 5 crores.
Yeah.
Take this and you can buy it. But nothing like it. So it's basically all in. I put everything on the line. And thankfully, I have my sister who also said, okay, let's do this.
And it worked.
It worked. Yeah. Thankfully, it worked.
Yeah, remake is being made right now.
Yeah. The remake is being made in 3 languages now. Telugu, Kannada, Hindi. And now we have a production company, like a successful one.
Yeah.
And now so many investors are interested in investing in the company. And we're going to produce some very interesting stuff. Like, there's so many 4 or 5 projects in the writing phase. And our company's vision is to take the time and do it, not rush into it just to make money. So yeah, thanks to the ballsy move, there's a production company in play now. And also because nobody was interested in producing a rom-com at that time. Now there are so many rom-coms coming out and in production. But when Oh My Kadavule we pitched, nobody was willing to do a rom-com. They all wanted a thriller or a horror comedy and something like that. So even because of that, we had to do it.
Since you're like still one of the younger actors, right, around of your generation, when you talk about the immediate future, you need to be kind of more open to certain kind of roles that other actors earlier didn't have to do, right? For instance, if you have to act with a heroine who gets a role that's bigger than yours or equal to yours, maybe 10-15 years earlier, you don't see many actors deciding to say, she's the bigger star or she's got the better role, so I won't do it. But when it comes to a star like you, do you have to kind of be open to those kind of roles in the future?
It all depends on the role, basically, irrespective of the screen time or who's doing the other role and everything. Even for Sila Nerangal Sila Manidhargal, it was equal for 4 people.
4 people, yeah.
And again,
such a wonderful film, yeah.
So again, after Oh My Kadavule, when I said I'm going to do this film, people connected to the trade said no, do a single hero action entertainer. And I chose to do Sila Nerangal, which is equal if you see the film.
Yeah,
it's
so many characters,
yeah.
And a negative role.
People. Yeah. There was a thin line between hating the guy and that was an experiment for me because I wanted the people to hate me in the beginning. Like consciously. I wanted to try that.
I mean, it plays on that emotion.
And then break it and the arc will be nicer. So again, it doesn't matter to me what it is. If a heroine is getting a bigger role and that's a problem for me, it will be a problem only if I don't like the role. If I like the role, if it's small, I don't care. I'll do it. But I have to like the role. It has to inspire or excite me in some way. Or you pay really hefty money.
Yeah.
You pay me that money, I'm doing.
But has the other side worked? As in, of course, you do films because you listen to people say, okay, do a B-center, C-center movie, then it fails. It's okay, whatever. You wasted your time and then you write it off as a loss in your life. But has the other happened where you're completely trusting your instinct and then it fails? What does that kind of do to your confidence?
That really breaks the confidence.
Has it happened to you, but?
Yeah. In a way, I really wanted Kootathil Orthan to work bigger.
Yeah.
It did work when it released on a very difficult time when they increased the ticket prices exactly that week it released. Those things happen. I'm not going to give the excuses, but I wanted the film to work in a bigger way, and that really shook my confidence, saying, okay, let's not, we have to make some changes in the films we do and something like that. And I wanted Sila Samayangal sometimes, which was the first Netflix original.
Yeah, but that is a proper
OTT. I also wanted that to reach out more. And even when you say certain films was a loss in time, it wasn't a loss. It was actually a good learning experience. Because really, if at all that films had clicked, I would have really been fucked. I wouldn't have known what to do next because I thought, okay, this is clicking, so let me do it more. That would have happened. So I'm glad it didn't work out for certain reasons. And when you believe in a script and it doesn't happen, it's not a regular thing for me. Only once when Kootathil Orthan, when I wanted it to work bigger, it didn't.
And it's properly your instinct not failing you.
But otherwise, I trust the audience like in a big way. I really trust them. Even Manmatha Leelai is an experiment because I trust the audience, thinking, okay, you guys will understand why I'm doing it, and you've been keeping a track of what I've been doing. So the intention, everything boils down to intention. So this is an intention to experiment and do a fresh or newer zone. It's not for anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm very confident that the audience will understand my intention behind it. So I trust the audience, and they've been very reciprocative and supportive. So yeah, keeps working.
Yeah.
That's good.
This is your first adult film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally, another question I wanted to ask you. They always ask heroines this. Does this mean that you're open to like glamorous roles in the future?
Define glamour.
I don't know. Whatever they mean when they ask female heroines. I mean heroines. I don't want to say.
Yeah, why not? if it excites me. If it excites me, I'm up for it. Glamour, anything.
Anything.
If it excites me, I'm up for anything.
Skin show. And
Anything. Yeah. Even I remember one teacher telling me, an acting teacher telling me, you have to be really naked if you want to be an actor. You have to shed it all. And I'm in that process. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I'm in that process. So I'm gonna, if there's something exciting and if it's gonna really scare me, saying if there's a lot of skin show, like it's a glamour.
Glamour, yeah.
That would really make me think that then you have to do it. If you fear it, then you have to do it. So I'm guessing if it excites me, yeah.
Is that what happened with, because I remember reading an old interview that I did of yours, and you're talking about how you regretted like taking so long to learn dancing and lip syncing and all that.
Yeah.
So what are the other things that you've learned in this time?
I think I've started dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not released yet.
Yeah.
This film I'm doing called Sub. Can't tell.
Yeah.
So I did a dance number with Brinda Master and Rajasundram Master and everything.
Wow. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I can dance. Trained a bit and danced and worked a bit. So I think I want to dance more.
Yeah.
Not because everything else, I enjoyed it. And I have to do action films next. That's what will excite me next.
But you've done action scenes, right?
Not really. Not in a
Punching,
specific way.
yeah.
It's been all scuffle and the natural way.
Yeah.
I want to do something like John Wick, where you're trained with guns and you can fight and do all those things. I like watching it, so I want to do it. And I'm looking 23 to kickstart some action films.
Yeah.
So there's so much to learn. I want to do a musical next. I want to do something connected to a musician. So I want to learn an instrument. There's so much to do.
And another thing I read was how you considered yourself very bad with money. You know, how even if it is about like getting your salary back or asking for a hike and all that, I remembered you telling me that you struggled with all that.
Yeah.
Has that improved?
No. I'm still there. I'm still stuck there. So that's exactly why I kept a manager now.
Yeah.
So they take care of it. But
if the producer comes and cries, you're like, it's okay, leave it. Like, it's okay, we'll manage next time.
It's the problem. I think most of the actors have a little extra empathy. That exactly fucks them over.
Yeah.
And now I think I'm more clear, or I have more clarity on people now. And I'm better off now. Before I was really... Somebody cries, like you said, I said, no problem, I'll give you money.
I'll give you money.
You don't have to pay, I'll give you.
Yeah.
That happened before. And most of the producers took advantage and shit. But now I'm in a better place.
So finally, if a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid is going to like get money from somewhere and go watch Manmatha Leelai,
don't go in uniform.
That's your advice to them.
Yeah, don't go in uniform, because I got caught. So, oh, sorry, you should not go. Only for 18 and above. So don't go watch this one. I forgot. I forgot to say it. Yeah, so it's A certified. Don't go watch it now. Wait for 3 more years and 4 more years. I hope the film stays till then. Watch it later. Don't watch it. Yeah, that's the advice. I can't ask them to watch it.
Thanks so much, Ashok, for talking to me.
Thank you, Vishal. Fun as always.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.